read the scripture.
My wife isn't here to tell me what to do.
I am going to do Matthew 26, verses 17 to 25. We passed on the book.
I have John.
Dan, what is it?
Matthew. I'm preaching from John, but we were going to read the Matthew passage. But you could read the John if you wanted to. It's up to you.
Okay. Now on the first day of the feast of the unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus, saying to him, "Where do you want us to prepare for you to eat the Passover?" And he said, "Go into the city to a certain young man and say to him, 'The teacher says, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at your house with my disciples.'" So the disciples did as Jesus had directed them, and they prepared the Passover. When evening had come, he sat down with the 12. Now as they were eating, he said, "Assuredly I say to you, one of you will betray me." And they were exceedingly sorrowful, and each of them began to say to him, "Lord, is it I?" He answered and said, "He who dipped his hand with me in the dish will betray me. The Son of Man indeed goes just as it is written of him. But woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would have been good for that man if he had not been born." Then Judas, who was betraying him, answered and said, "Rabbi, is it I?" He said to him, "You have said it."
Thank you for that. The pastor would like to introduce
Sure. Our guest speaker here this morning is Dan Allen, who is the director of Pinebrook Bible Conference. It's in the Pocono Mountains, and a number of you ladies have been there for the retreats, and it's a great place to go. Our kids grew up there. Dan?
It's up on the podium.
Oh, it's on the pulpit. Wow.
So,
Sorry about that. Boy, you've got it in the pulpit. This is incredible. This is like about a TV station. You know, the guy's doing the news and he's got it right there. Wow.
why didn't you want to switch computers? Because you wouldn't have had that then.
This is so high tech. Delighted to be with you today. And Tom, I missed hearing you sing. Well, I'll tell you that stuff when you've got a cold and you can't project, it's always a struggle. So, but we're glad to be with you, and many of you are familiar with Pinebrook Bible Conference. Just to give you a little rehearsal here as far as our mission, Pinebrook Bible Conference offers real hope to the real world by committing all of our resources for the advancement of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that is what we have been doing for 77 years, now going on year 78, during the winter time with retreats, actually retreats every weekend during the year. And then during the summertime, we morph into a summer Bible conference, a family conference, and just a whole lot of fun. And your church has always been a good participant in those types of things. And Pinebrook, we like to say it costs so little, yet you get so much. And during the summertime, great place to come. And last summer, in particular, we had a theme entitled The Absolutely Awesome Glory of God. That was fun. I'll introduce to you the theme for this coming summer, but we have a couple new things, one of which is called the Noel's Campfire Arena. And this was something that, thanks to a donation, we were able to build. And I believe that God is going to use this type of facility in a great way. In fact, when you go camping, you have to have a campfire. You know, that just seems to fit. And we wanted it in a big way. And as you can see, our little arena there was. This here was supposed to be a video, and it is a video. It's just not showing up on here. I gave it to a guy who works with IBM, and I figured, well, surely he would be able to transfer something. But timing is my fault, so that's why it's not in there. At any rate, I'm convinced that a lot of people are going to get saved right there at that campfire arena. Something else new that we've just been working on is Frisbee golf, and we just got started with that, and we're looking forward to putting in a bunch of holes this particular summer in preparation for the summer. Upcoming items, we have our Ladies Refresher, which is taking place next week. Had a change in speakers. Kimberly Kirk will be our speaker, still sticking with that theme. Friday mornings, a little bit of travel for you guys, but if you're ever interested in coming down, we've got some ladies from New Jersey who come over Thursday night, spend the night, and then they stay with us for our hymn sing Friday mornings. A lot of churches I get into, they're not singing the hymns anymore, and I love both, but we emphasize the hymn sings on these Fridays and have a really good time. Starts around, well, 9:30 with some refreshments, and 10 o'clock with our service, and ends at noon with lunch, and it's always a lot of fun. We've got a golf outing that's coming up towards, well, the beginning of June, guaranteed to get a hole-in-one on that particular golf course. If only I could find a course like that. And then our flower planting is June 11th, and we've always had a good turnout for that and a whole lot of fun with the flower planting. Now this summer, you've seen the Amazing Race on TV. We always try to have a theme at Pinebrook, and it's the Amazing Grace Race. And we're going to be using both concepts, and we'll have a lot of fun with it. There's a list of our speakers and musicians for the summer, and we have a brochure that's in the back. I just brought a couple of them. I'll be sending you some more. And we would hope that you would come down for a week and join the rest of the group. We've got another program that we're just starting. It's called Come Early, Stay Late, and it's a weekend program. We switched our days so that we could have retreats, and we start on Sunday and end on Friday. And that upset some people, and I don't blame them. Used to be, when I went there as an early pastor, a younger pastor, Jim would remember this, we'd start on Saturday and end on Saturday, and I don't know if he remembers this part of it, but all the pastors had to stay around and help clean afterwards. Well, you do remember that, don't you? Yeah. Well, we're glad that's over. And then it went from Saturday to Friday, and so that we could have retreats, we now do it Sunday to Friday. But we're going to do this weekend deal, and you may or may not get in the room that you're going to stay for the week, but either come on Friday and leave then the next Friday, or come on Sunday and stay to the next Sunday. You know, however we can work you in, that's what we want to do. So it'll be a lot of fun. And we have at that campfire arena, Sunday morning we'll have our service right there. I'll be speaking each week. And the topic will be about the grace of God. And I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. In the sermon notes that were handed out maybe, or in the back, we've got the list of those items there in case you're interested in knowing what's going on. Now, quickly, before I get into my message, top 10 reasons to pray, give, and attend Pinebrook. All right, top 10 reasons. Here we go. Number 10, we frown upon gambling, so Mount Airy and Atlantic City are out. There they go. Number 9, the Poconos are still the honeymoon capital of the world, and we've got a honeymoon cottage to prove it. And there's the honeymoon cottage. And the inside of the honeymoon cottage. Number 8, no more beautiful place to get married than in the Poconos. And we've got a wedding chapel for that purpose. There's the wedding chapel. All right, number 7, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, including your money. What happens at Pinebrook lasts a lifetime and into eternity. And that is so true. Number 6, for one family of 4-day at Disney, you can go to Pinebrook for a week. The price of Disney includes 1-day hopper passes, lunch and dinner, theme park hotel accommodations, one night. So they get a good parking spot. Okay, maybe, but always the fine print. There you have it. Number 5, it's the Fellowship Hall of the Bible Fellowship Church. All churches need some sort of room to have refreshments and fellowship in, and so it is for the denomination as well. Number 4, it's a Your Conference Center. Discounts for everyone. We do that during the summertime for sure, as right off the bat we give 10 to 15%, sometimes up to 50% off for Bible Fellowship Church people, pastors, missionary, retired. The whole list goes on and on. For Snow Glow, I think it's now up to about 33% that we give off. It's Your Conference Center, so obviously discounts for everyone. Number 3, it's filled with babes. There's one. How about these two kids? Met at Pinebrook in 1994, got married in 2001. Here's another couple. They met during our Senior Saints retreat and got married 7 months later. So a lot of people got married or met at Pinebrook, and that's always a neat thing. How about this guy? My own son got saved at Pinebrook Bible Conference a bunch of years ago. He's now pastoring our church in Las Cruces, New Mexico. And the number one reason to pray, give, and attend Pinebrook Bible Conference: souls saved, lives changed. Enough said. And let me give you just one example. Snow Globe. This past winter, we have 3 weekends in which we have our teen snow retreat for the Bible Fellowship Church, and about 1,000 kids come to this. This is huge over the course of the 3 weekends. And one of our churches had 10 inner city kids, guys, I believe, all boys, that somebody had given a scholarship for them to come, and so they came, and during the breakout session, they shared the gospel, and all 10 of them accepted the Lord. And that's what Pinebrook has been doing for years, and it continues to do so. So keep praying for Pinebrook as we reach out and see people come to know the Lord. And it's just a terrific example of what God is doing, and He continues to do it. It's one of the Bible Fellowship Church's #1 ways of reaching out to people through this particular type of means. And there's a lot of other means as well, but this is certainly a key one. Well, this morning I'd like you to take a look at your feet. If you're wearing sandals, flip-flops, or came barefoot, that won't be a problem. If you have shoes on and socks, it might be a problem if you take them off. So leave those on. We don't want anyone passing out from an odoriferous and potentially nauseating aroma. If you're wearing shoes, you probably remember what your feet look like. There are some of us that haven't seen our feet for a while, but we remember. And would you classify your feet as being beautiful, average, or unsightly? Beautiful, average, or unsightly? I was going to display the top 10 ugliest feet from the internet, and I couldn't do it. There's not a whole lot of things I can't do. I couldn't do that. So you want to do that on your own, that's up to you. But some try to take their feet and make them look more beautiful. They color the toenails. Maybe get a pedicure in the process, a foot massage. Then some will add a little toe ring. To the, I don't know who invented this concept, the toe ring. Do they make them for guys? I don't know. I'm probably glad I don't know. I don't know that I would be getting one, but at any rate, somebody's making money on toe rings. And now, maybe you think your feet are okay or beautiful, but how about the guys sitting next to you? How about the guys sitting next to you? They probably have bunions and onions and corns and toes that are twisted and gnarly from arthritis. Maybe there's a fungus among us. Would you be willing to wash their feet? Okay, boys, bring in the basins. I'm only kidding. We're not going to do that today. That would be tough to do, wash somebody else's feet. But I know somebody who would love to wash your feet. In fact, turn with me to John chapter 13. And I thank Pat for reading the other passage, because that helps set the stage for all of this. I like the way John does this in John chapter 13 as he introduces things. And I kind of thought this was somewhat an anomaly. Maybe this was just something that John did here because he's going to now go into the end times of Christ when he was here on earth. And so I kind of thought this was an introduction to the end.